live. We'll give people just a little bit to jump on and then we'll get started. I'll watch the count. How are you guys today?
We're well.
Yeah. I'm very excited to chat. I can't wait. So I'll just give it a couple more seconds. All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Jen Rivera, and I'm the Membership Engagement Manager with ASA. Today, I am joined by not one, but two guests, both ASA members, Shannon and Shea, Founding Executive Director of Elder Love USA, and Raymond Jetson, Chief Executive Catalyst with Metromorphos. During this live, we will get to know Shannon and Raymond and learn why they are excited about On Aging 2021. So let's get started. Let's both have you share who you are and the work that you do. Shannon, do you want to start?
Sure. Hi, thanks, Jen. My name is Shannon Shea, and I'm the founding executive director of a nonprofit in-home caregiving agency called Elder Love USA. Our main focus is to help those folks that are just above the poverty line and therefore don't qualify for IHSS, but don't have any extra income to pay for standard in-home care, such as the other for-profit agencies provide. So we specifically target those that can't afford normal in-home care, yet don't qualify for the free care from their county.
Awesome. Raymond?
So I serve as the Chief Executive Catalyst at Metromorphos, and we're a nonprofit located here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, with a focus on the transformation of inner city neighborhoods in its totality. We are focused on building based upon assets that are in communities. And an important part of our focus is certainly on as people age in inner city neighborhoods. I am also a part of the Encore board and a former Encore Public Voices Fellow.
Awesome. Thank you again for joining me. Can you both tell me why, ASA has been around for a while, but can you tell me why you guys decided to join ASA? Raymond, we can start with you.
Yeah, so I wanted to really walk in an informed way in this space around aging, longevity, ageism, quality of life, and deeply rooted in this recognition that there are 10,000 folks a day who are turning 65. I did so last month. And so I have been intentional about seeking to connect with and to become a part of resources that are quality, that are highly thought of. And ASA was consistently on the list of organizations as I reached out to people asking, how could I be an informed elder?
Awesome. Happy belated birthday, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Shannon?
So I'm relatively new to the gerontological field. I switched careers midlife, and so when I was doing my internship at the Huntington Beach Senior Center, my supervisor got her master's degree in gerontology, and she had in her office a bunch of the Generations magazines. And I remember asking her, can I take these home to read them? Can I take these? Because I was so interested in the field, and she was like, oh yeah, take them. And so obviously that's my first introduction to ASA. And then once I realized, oh, this is more than a magazine. And of course now it's online, but I attended my very first conference. I live in Southern California. I drove all night to the conference in San Francisco. I am still a student. I am getting my PhD in gerontology from Concordia University, Chicago. And so I went as a student. And so I got a discounted rate, which was great because, student. And I basically, all I had to do was I got to sit in some really nifty side lectures and just do head counts. So it was really easy to do and really fun to do. And I encourage people to volunteer if you feel like you can't afford to go or whatever, definitely volunteer because that certainly helps. And I got so much out of it. And just being in a space where everybody, you don't have to explain how to say gerontology. You don't have to explain what it is, everybody knows, and you're all speaking the same language, and it's just so nice because it seems like a relatively new field. As far as when I tell people what I'm doing, they're like, oh, is that a thing? You know, it does seem kind of new. In fact, even my university has only offered this degree for 5 years. So it's exciting. And ASA, there's a lot of obviously gerontological networking groups and clubs and organizations, but ASA is by far the best one.
Well, we love to hear that. And congratulations on working towards your PhD. That's
2 more
awesome.
years. Well, 4 more classes and then dissertation. So 2 more years, maybe less. We'll see.
Well, I want to ask you guys about the virtual conference. So on Aging 2021, we know that, virtual conferences are relatively new. So do you guys have any advice for those who are going to be attending on Aging 2021?
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
It's my turn.
Yeah.
So I think we had talked about this before. This is my first virtual conference. I, like probably most everybody that's watching this right now, I am Zoomed out. I am tired of online stuff. I'm ready to get back to being in person. However, I did register for ASA quite a while ago when it first came out, because I'm going to make it a point to just schedule it as if I was going on a trip and just make sure that I attend and I engage and try not to, watch it in my pajamas. I'm really going to try to be engaged and take notes like I would if I were there. It's going to be different virtual. I hope this is the first one and the last one that we have to do this way. But the benefit is that, I think the one that I couldn't make was Atlanta. And I thought, oh, I'm missing out. So now I can do it from my office. I don't have to book a flight. I don't have to pay for the hotel and all that. So it really does have an advantage to be online as well.
Yes. And I did switch my question. So I'll ask the other one next. But Raymond, do you want to offer any advice for virtual conference and on Aging 2021?
Yeah, and so unfortunately, I've had vast experience with virtual conferences because in March of 2020, my team actually had a conference for the entire team that we were supposed to travel to Minnesota for. That was rather quickly switched to virtual, and we've had a number, and I've participated in a number since then. What I would suggest, especially for a conference that is as rich in content and as expansive, I mean, we're talking about a couple of weeks of opportunities. I think it's really important to plan ahead and to determine whether you're going to use what I describe as the buffet model. You're going to take a bit from this and a bit from that and just kind of go through the days and identify, or if you're going to choose a particular track and to use that as a guide for participating. But schedule in advance, make certain that you put the times that you are to engage on your calendar with an alert. Don't try to multitask. It's really important to be focused in on the conversations that are happening on the screen. And as Shannon shared, it's really important to take good notes. One of the things that we have attempted to do in our organization is that we will look over the agenda for the conference and ask ourselves, what do you hope to take away from this experience? And to write that out in advance and to go through the individual sessions that you signed up for and to just in advance say, here's what I am looking for in this particular session. And it kind of grounds and provides focus to the experience.
Yeah, it's super easy to get distracted while you're at home and watching. So I love the advice on preparation and taking notes. I love that. That's great. So to the question I was supposed to ask, ASA on Aging 2021 is a couple of weeks away. So what are you guys looking forward to? Shannon?
Well, my favorite part is looking at the breakout sessions. I think we had mentioned that before, and they haven't been released yet. I think you said they're coming out next week. Those are those small, in person, they're the smaller groups of the more precise buffet, if you will, models. So you get really specific. You know, I have a particular track that I go down. I really focus. I don't try to do things that aren't really in my wheelhouse. So I really enjoy being able to pick and choose the sessions that I want to do. The worst part in person is sometimes they fill up and you can't get in, and then other times there's 2 or 3 at the same time and you wish you could clone yourself. So I don't know if this one is going to be recorded so that us as members, we can watch maybe different ones. That would be really an added bonus if each of the breakout sessions was recorded and available for us to view. I don't know if that's possible, but I'd like to put that in as my request.
Yes, most sessions will be recorded.
Awesome.
And so for me, I am excited. There are a couple of things that really stand out. First of all, the conversation around dementia, brain health, and how to really be intentional in addressing the issues of brain and dementia. I'm excited about that. And I'm also excited to hear Seth Rogen and his wife's contribution to that conversation, which is deeply rooted in their personal experiences. And they've certainly embraced the subject matter. And so I'm really interested in that. But to be candid, the thing that I am most excited about is the focus on equity. I think it is a vital conversation across the life, the spectrum of life and lived experiences. And it is a really important conversation as we are in the aging space, because unfortunately, the disparities and the challenges that we see starting at birth don't go away when we cross the tape of being 65 years old. And so I think shaping conversations around equity and causing folks to be really thoughtful about what that means, and this recognition that equity is not equality, and being able to have that conversation is something that I'm certainly anticipating greatly.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited about the opportunities for members to connect and engage with one another through our networking sessions as well. We've been apart for way too long, so it's awesome that we're all going to be able to come together virtually. But still, ASA is working very hard to keep that face-to-face vibe through this conference. So I'm very excited for those discussions that will happen through the conference.
And Jen, looking at the schedule for the event and looking at the presentation of the event, it is very apparent that this whole concept of networking in a meaningful way is a value that that drives the work. And so kudos for that.
Thank you. Yes, the team is working very hard. So I could talk to you guys all day, but I always love to end the session this live with one question. What would you tell someone who hasn't signed up or registered for On Aging 2021 conference? Shannon, I'll start with you.
I would tell them, you know, if you work in the aging space at all, you have to attend. You need to just think of it as a part of your continuing education. And I believe you guys actually do give out continuing education credits. So if you care at all about learning and staying ahead of the curve and being on the leading edge of what's happening in the aging space, you must attend this ASA. And now you have no excuse, because you can't say, I can't get there, I can't leave my house, I can't get on the plane. You can log on and go. So no excuses. Hashtag no excuses.
I love that.
Yeah, and since Shannon did an excellent job of talking about the conference as an opportunity from a professional perspective, I'll do so from a personal perspective. If it is your desire to live a healthy and vibrant life, well into the aging experience, or if you have others who are around you who are aging. My mother's 87. My father-in-law is 90, and I certainly want to go boldly into this stage of life. And so, just from a personal perspective, to be better equipped uh, to age in a way that has impact and make a difference. Uh, that would be a reason that I would encourage people to please make certain that they register.
Awesome. Shannon and Raymond, thank you so much for joining me today. If you have not registered for On Aging 2021, what are you waiting for? Exactly what Shannon said, hashtag no excuses.
Mm.
Do not miss your chance to network with Shannon and Raymond as well as our other attendees. As Shannon and Raymond have shared, this conference is one you do not want to miss. I have placed the registration link in the comments. Thank you so much for joining us today. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Jen.
Bye.